In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to maximize your royalties from one singular self-published book. What is going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Dane, and on this channel I talk all about self-publishing books on Amazon, all in entrepreneurship, and just lifestyle in general. So if that kind of thing interests you, make sure you subscribe, drop a like on the video, and hit the notification bell so you know when I post new videos. In today's video, like I said, I'm going to be going over how to maximize your royalties from one singular self-published book. And how we're going to do this is by utilizing a technique called going wide. So without further ado, let's jump into my computer. Let's talk about this. So going wide, what does it mean? So you may have heard the term going wide among the self-publishing community. You're probably wondering, what does it actually mean? Going wide is pretty simple. It just means publishing your book on multiple platforms instead of just Amazon. Instead of enrolling in KDP Select, which is usually a 90-day exclusivity period with Amazon when it comes to your ebooks, you keep your rights open so you can distribute your book through other retailers like Apple Books, Kobo, Barnes & Noble, Drafted Digital, Ingram Spark, Google Books, and there's many more other ones, but those are probably the most popular ones that you're most likely aware of. And if you're not aware of, going wide is basically just publishing your book outside of Amazon. So going wide does have some pros, it does have some cons. So I'm gonna go over all of them right now, and you can kind of make the decision at the end, what is the best decision for your self-published book. So first things first, let's go over the pros for going wide. One of the main things is reach, okay? So when you go wide, it means you're not only restricting yourself to Amazon customers. Now, Amazon is the biggest retailer when it comes to online book sales, but some books do better when they're not just on Amazon and they're on different platforms, because there are thousands, hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of people on other platforms outside of Amazon. It allows you to publish your book in more countries and reach more devices. So not every single country is accustomed to Amazon the way that America is. So other countries like other platforms. So it is something to keep an open mind to. So at the same time, you can maximize your income. Each platform offers a royalty stream, so you're spreading your risk outside of just Amazon, because as you know, many people get their Amazon accounts banned and then they don't know what to do. So you're not only maximizing your income, but you're minimizing your risk when it comes to selling your books. So if you have books on other platforms, you're not so reliant on Amazon. Another thing is bookshops, okay? Platforms like Ingram Spark allow your ebook and your paperback or your hard book to be eligible for distribution to bookshops and libraries. Amazon doesn't usually, even when you do expanded distribution, which we'll talk about at the end here, usually it doesn't go to bookshops. It's usually Ingram Spark that'll get your book into actual, real, physical bookshops, which is pretty cool. Another thing is control and flexibility. Going wide allows you to run price promos among different platforms, box your books together, and build strategic partnerships without worrying about the KDP Select rules, which can be pretty strict and restricting when it comes to wanting to publish your book outside of the platform, or just do anything with your book outside of the platform. And like I just mentioned, it's better than expanded distribution on KDP. If you know, when you publish a book on KDP, on the very last page, you can click expanded distribution, whether you want to or not. You can only do that usually if you're not publishing your book outside of Amazon. So booksellers often won't order books from Amazon supply chain, whereas with Ingram Spark, it gives you industry-wide and industry-standard distribution, okay? When it comes to going wide and selling your books elsewhere outside of Amazon, Ingram Spark is probably my favorite one, because it distributes your book to all different retailers, which is what we really want, right? And when it comes to Ingram Spark, I know a lot of people who already self-publish, including myself. A big chunk of these people's income comes from Ingram Spark. Okay, so if your book's not on Ingram Spark right now, you are leaving a lot of money on the table. A couple other things is better promotional options for your ebook. Platforms like BookBub tend to give preference to ebooks with wide availability. Also, you'll be able to run promotions across multiple different sites. It also helps you create an actual publishing business instead of a set of books. Okay, this is because a wider footprint makes your book more accessible to your target market, not just when people are shopping on Amazon. And wider reach, if you're not exclusive to ACX, allows you to publish your audiobooks on sites such as Spotify and Apple Chirp, as well as ACX. But do keep in mind, if you're gonna be non-exclusive to ACX, you're gonna get a lower royalty rate, but sometimes it does end up benefiting you because you have it on other platforms, like I said, Spotify and Apple Chirp, where you get even more reach. Sometimes it depends on the genre. And speaking about genre, you also have genre flexibility. You'll find that some genres and categories perform a lot better on other platforms as the competition may be less on that platform. I've experienced this with fiction books. I know a lot of people who publish fiction tend to have better experiences outside of Amazon if their book has a high competitive niche. Finally, you get greater shelf life. This is because Amazon tends to favor newer releases. This is one thing a lot of people know about. Usually in the first 30 days, Amazon pushes your book. If it doesn't do well in that first 30 days, then your book just kind of dies off. Whereas with other platforms like Ingram Spark and going wide, this doesn't tend to happen as much. So now let's get into the cons of going wide. So going back to what I just said about the first 30 days Amazon pushing your book, when it comes to going wide, you're usually going to get slower initial sales. This is because Amazon gives boost preference to ebooks enrolled in KDP Select. So if you're not enrolled in their KDP Select program, usually Amazon won't boost your book as much in the beginning. You also miss out on promotional tools provided by KDP, things like free book promotions and countdown deals. You also miss out on Kindle Unlimited earnings. You won't be paid per page read, which is about 0.004 cents per page. Now, this might sound like not very much, but like I just said about fiction books tend to do very well on Kindle Unlimited. So that's another thing to consider when it comes to either going wide or not with your fiction books. There's also some complications. You have to upload your file onto multiple different platforms. Each platform is different, so you have to get used to it. And there can be additional costs. Most external platforms require you to provide your own ISBN number, and this price varies upon different countries. In Canada, we actually can get them for free, but most countries you can't. Finally, low content books cannot be published wide. You can only publish your coloring books, activity books, etc. on IngramSpark. None of the others will accept these sort of books because they are usually accepting ebook formats. So what are my thoughts personally? There's no right or wrong answer to this. It all comes down to testing and seeing what works best for your niche and your category. Personally, I've had success with keeping some of my books on the KDP Select program, but I've also seen success by opting out of KDP Select for other ebooks and publishing them onto platforms too. Now, what I usually do with new books is enroll them into KDP Select for the first 30 to 90 days. It's usually 30 days, to be honest with you. And during that period, I use the 5-day free book promo to boost my book and also take advantage of the first 30-day boost that KDP usually gives books that are enrolled into KDP Select. After that initial period is up, I usually reassess whether or not to keep my book enrolled in KDP or not. And one thing you can actually do, a lot of people don't know about, is if your book is enrolled in KDP Select, you're not locked in for 90 days. You can simply email support and say, hey, can you remove my book from KDP Select at any time, and they will remove it. Usually I've never had issues with that. So if sales do start to stagnate and regress, I highly recommend you take your ebook out of KDP Select and publish it onto sites like IngramSpark, Drafted Digital, Google, you know what I mentioned before. They're all good options, and if you're someone who wants to see if you can get more royalties on other platforms, if your book isn't doing too well on just KDP alone, definitely give it a shot. If you are someone who's considering going wide with your books, you want to test it out and see how it does, the platform Bookblaze that I've talked about before on my channel actually makes this a lot easier now with a new feature that they have, okay? So as you can see, Bookblaze has already done over 100,000 book reviews on different books on different platforms, and 20,000 plus audiobook reviews. So it is one of the best platforms out there for getting reviews for your books. But now you can also get book reviews on Apple Bookstore, Goodreads, Barnes & Noble, and Kobo through the platform. So it makes going wide even more simple, and it also boosts your books to get more sales on the platforms because you have more reviews. More social proof usually equals more sales. It's also trusted by 1,500 plus self-publishers and authors, okay? So let's talk about this a little bit. So this is great, especially for those of you who want to publish wide, as it allows you to build that social proof you need to increase your income from your books on other platforms outside of Amazon. Should be pretty self-explanatory. Bookblaze is the leader in the market when it comes to features. They have more features than any other place to get reviews right now. And personally, I believe it's the only platform where you can get video reviews for ebooks and paperbacks, verified purchases reviews for your low content books where paperbacks are purchased, reviews on audiobooks, and reviews on Goodreads, Barnes & Noble, Kobo, and Apple Books. So let's talk about this last part here. I'm gonna show you guys exactly how to execute that if you wanna give it a try with the Bookblaze platform. So when you're on the platform here, you can see you can click Find Reviewer once you've uploaded your book to the platform. And I have many other videos on my channel talking about how to upload your books to Bookblaze and how to utilize the whole platform. I'm not gonna go over that in this video today. But once you get your book uploaded onto the platform, you're gonna see there's a bunch of new stuff here. You can see there's different platforms you can choose from, Amazon or Apple Books. And when we get down lower, I'll show you guys that there's other options as well. So you can see if you click into Apple Books, you can put your price range, you can add in your Apple Book URL, you can choose your turnaround time at the bottom here, 4 days, 2 days, whatever. Okay, so let's go into the Amazon one if you're just looking for the other platforms. So you can see everything looks the same here. You can click free standard, how many days you want for the reviews to be turned around. And down below, you can see we still have all the other options. You can get video reviews for 700 plus extra coins. So now here at the very bottom, you can see you have the option for additional platforms. You can check them off. So for example, if we're gonna go on Goodreads, you grab your Goodreads URL, paste it into the box there. If you want to do Barnes & Noble, click it, grab your Barnes & Noble URL, paste it into the box there. And finally, if you want to do Kobo, you can click it and paste your Kobo URL. And just a quick note here that I noticed I didn't mention when I was filming the video. The reason why we didn't choose Apple Books or Kobo during the recording of this video is because this particular book is actually enrolled in KDP Select, but we're still able to do Goodreads and Barnes & Noble, no problem. But since it's enrolled in KDP Select, it is exclusive to the Amazon platform. So we're not going to do Apple Books and we're not going to do Kobo in this instance. So for this example, we'll just do those two at the bottom, scroll all the way back up, and you can see now that we have everything selected, looking good. Once you have those two selected, now we're going to choose how many reviews we want to put on the book. If you want to do 3, you can do 3. And you can see total coins, 7,500 coins. That is a pretty good value for getting reviews on all these different platforms for 3 reviews. So once you click submit, you can see there are different platform options now. Amazon for Amazon, G for Goodreads, and then B and N for Barnes & Noble. You can see the status there waiting for the reviews to come in. And now I'll show you guys what it looks like once the reviews have come in. You can see on the right there's 2 reviews. And we can go into Amazon, the reviews are on Amazon. You can see on Goodreads, the reviews are at the bottom here from Tanya and Sivan. Looking really good, giving you that much more social proof. Same with Barnes & Noble. You can scroll down on the Barnes & Noble page. You can see there's reviews from our BookBlaze submission, okay? So it works very flawlessly, very easily, and it just gives you that extra social proof that you need to get more sales from your self-published books on wide platforms. And if you're wondering why a platform like Goodreads, for example, where you can't actually buy books, it's just for reviewing them, why it matters to get reviews on there, you can see once you get reviews on Goodreads, it'll actually show up on your Amazon listing as another sense of social proof right beside your reviews. So on top of just having reviews on Amazon, if you get reviews on Goodreads, it's gonna show up with the rating right there, which a lot of people like to see. A lot of people use Goodreads, and if they see that rating on there, it could give you that extra boost that you need to get the sale. So guys, that's pretty much it for this video. If you want to give BookBlaze a try, there is a 14-day free trial on their platform. If you click the link in the description or pinned to the top of this video in the comments, you can give BookBlaze a try for 14 days risk-free, see if you like it. And if you're someone who wants to go wide, like I showed you, it is definitely one of the best options to do that right now in order to get more social proof on your books on different platforms other than just Amazon. So if you guys enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments down below. If you want to see more of these videos, make sure you subscribe, drop a like on the video, and hit the notification bell so you know when I post new videos. Try to post new videos about self-publishing as much as I can. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that one, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.